What's going on, guys? I'm going to give you a holiday treat for this holiday season, Christmas Eve, New Year's. So I'm going to read to you the introduction to my book, How to Create a Perfect Workout Routine. That's not the official title, but it should be dropping in the next 2 weeks. Hopefully, fingers crossed that everything turns out how it should be. I got to figure things out with the publishing, but let's get into it. I want to read this to you, not just to give you a mini gift and a preview of the book, but don't forget to buy that shit. But also to provide some insight and an interesting perspective as to why weightlifting is critical and why I think it's so important and why I cannot recommend it enough to people. So let's get into it. The fitness journey is a journey that, for many, changes their lives forever. I've heard countless heartwarming and truly profound stories exemplifying this. From people battling severe drug addiction to some with body image disorders, some that struggled with various anxiety disorders, and yes, even some that were suffering from depression. Exercise was the central piece to their recovery and management. Of course, this is anecdotal evidence, and it's not to say that the key to rehabilitation for these conditions is exercise, but what I am saying is that it can definitely be a useful tool for some and has proven to be. I've had copious amounts of friends tell me that they began going to the gym in place of other habits. I've heard so many stories of this when people are trying to quit smoking. Every time they get an itch to smoke, instead of getting a cigarette, they go for a 15-minute walk. Some people switch their eating habits to replace junk processed foods with more fruits and vegetables. Some people replace drug habits with training. Truly a polar but magical lifestyle change. Many of my friends that begin to get very serious about training quit drinking alcohol because they realize it hinders their performance and results. Not to mention it's absolutely appalling to your health, but I digress. The symbolization shows that regular exercise can serve as a crutch for many people with these various conditions, and that it can be a productive replacement to other bad habits. When you began working out, assuming you're not a complete beginner, you probably suffered from the same thing as many of us did. You were probably labeled a meathead, an idiot, a wannabe. Surely at family gatherings, relatives made jokes either about your diet or your lifestyle. People probably judged you. Maybe they made fun of you. They probably asked you questions that came off rather insulting. After you began making some noticeable progress, you're sure to get some steroid accusations. This comes with the territory. People probably call you gross or ask why you look like that. You might get a nickname related to working out. Before long, it might stick with you and become your identity. Of course, weightlifters are judged and stereotyped. Hey, stereotypes exist for a reason, right? Perhaps you've been told you're not normal, and in fact, you are not normal, and that is beautiful. On its face, weightlifting has one purpose: to function as a means to exercise, as an effort to build muscle and strength or to stay healthy. But there's something much bigger picture going on behind the scenes that is far more valuable than a quantifiable amount of muscle, your Wilks score, or the number of likes you receive on your social media pictures. The journey of fitness also takes you on a parallel and concurrent journey, that of personal development. This is the part of fitness that drives me, the part that makes me the part that I am most passionate about. After reading this book, you'll have the keys to develop a specialized workout program just for you. But you'll have gained access to some things, we call them virtues, that have a way of integrating into who you are. Look at it this way. Starting this coming Monday, you'll begin your new program 100% by the book. You complete every scheduled workout, not missing a day, regardless of whatever excuse you can come up with for not going. It's 10 degrees and snowy outside. You still go. You got in a fight with your wife or girlfriend, but instead of going to the store to buy alcohol to cope, you go to the gym. That is building discipline. You eat every meal that you're supposed to eat. If you're following a diet and trying to lose weight, you say no to junk food and don't slip up on your diet. That is building discipline. You set goals on your physique or on what strength numbers you want to reach in the next 2 months specifically. You work tirelessly, slowly, but gradually climbing your way up that ladder and finally conquering your goals. That is industriousness. That is setting specific goals and reaching them. You listen to your body. You know when your joints are feeling excellent. Every workout you desire to get better. You're nearing the tail end of your set of shoulder presses and have a little extra gas in the tank. You press harder and give it all that you have. That is building work ethic. You may begin to notice that you have better workouts when you eat a specific meal before your workouts. You get the timing down just right so you aren't full but aren't hungry either. You determine the best time for you to train when you aren't too tired and when you don't have to rush your workouts. That is developing your ability to schedule, but more importantly, it teaches you the importance of a routine. After reading this book, you create a program that is 16 weeks long. You track and monitor your progress as the weeks go by. You find you're getting stronger and seeing phenomenal progress. That is teaching you to plan, to have patience, and to look at things in the big picture. Forward thinking. So, my friend, this journey that you are embarking upon is much more than getting chiseled and strong. This is about becoming the strongest version of yourself, no pun intended. The virtues and principles that guide exercise programs become engraved in who you are, and in time will transpire into other areas of your life. Personally, my bodybuilding journey has drastically improved my life and solidified my character. All those days I chose to stay home to pursue my journey instead of going out with friends. All the months I spent dedicated to training in an effort to build my deadlift over 600 pounds. All the transcendent reps that brought tears to my eyes. All the workouts that scorched my legs every time I walked up a flight of stairs. Those are the times that compounded to propel my work ethic to another dimension, beyond what I thought was even possible. It's who I am today. My work ethic became unsurmountable. It's made me into a machine that can get anything done. Accumulated expression of willpower will lead you to build discipline, just as I have. Ironclad discipline that makes you respectable. There were times during competition prep for my bodybuilding shows where I'd go to a family member's house and I would bring my pre-weighed food in a container. Everyone looked at me crazy and judged me, but that didn't matter because I was working towards something big. I was working toward my dream. I was constantly hit from all sides with just try something, from all sides to take a day off from dieting. You deserve it. I had to be better than that and stay strong. There was talk at the gym behind my back how I was not going to be nearly ready for the show in time. Of course, it made me question myself. Hearing critically negative feedback is always a little painful, but I had to stay poised and disciplined and trust the process. I knew where I was going and I trusted my coach, but most importantly, I learned to trust myself. I just had to brush it off and said to myself that I would prove everyone wrong on stage, and I did. It was that same discipline that got me through the toughest days of competition prep. Those 16 weeks of the same bland food, it's what got me through those days that were shattered and robotic because of an unyielding lethargy. It's what got me through a moment that I recall so clearly to this day. I was a week away from my bodybuilding show that I trained so hard for. I had a breakdown and drove to the store and bought a box of cookies. If you've been watching the channel long enough, guess what kind of cookies those were. Drop your comment down below. I experienced a powerful and dramatic moment of near defeat over something that is seemingly an iota. But discipline cast over me, cookie in hand pressed against my lips as I crumbled everything together and threw it in the trash without taking a bite. That discipline is what showed me that I could do anything I set my mind to. Complemented with an exemplary work ethic, it makes for a well-oiled machine. The discipline pushes me to stay on a schedule to systematically get tasks done without taking shortcuts, while the work ethic transforms me into a workhorse that can get anything and everything done, oftentimes even more than is required. Work ethic allows one to grind through barriers and challenges to get things done. It's conscientiousness. I found that if I'm very passionate about a goal, there's nothing that can get in my way to accomplish it. And that is a powerful thing to realize. Not only will you be able to complete all of your workouts when scheduled, eat the proper meals, maintain strict form, and train smart. That is the first area of discipline that develops. The other is when you're in a relationship and you're tempted by an attractive and flirtatious potential partner. The other is when you get coerced by friends to smoke pot even though you're against it. The other is when you learn to stand up for yourself and assert the truth. This goes far beyond the iron barbell. This isn't meant to be some self-aggrandizement about how fantastic I am. I share my story simply to demonstrate how big of an impact that training's had on my life. It's made me a better, more structured, disciplined, and hard-working person, and I want to extend that same invitation to you. Over the course of this journey, you'll experience a spectrum of new things. You'll learn about your body, how it feels to be sore, how it feels to be stronger. You'll learn the kind of person you are. You'll learn about yourself. You'll learn more about yourself than you ever thought imaginable. You'll realize that maybe you have a lot more discipline than you thought. If you could say yes to waking up at 4:30 in the morning every day to train, maybe you could say yes to a steak and baked potato instead of a double bacon cheeseburger and fries. Maybe you find that you're having a hard time getting all your projects done at work, or maybe you want to learn a new language. Over time, you'll develop your scheduling habits and you'll be able to be more productive than you ever thought you could be. Over this journey, you'll be taken on a roller coaster of ups and downs. You'll have amazing workouts that leave you feeling like an unchained animal, and you'll have others that make you question why you even go to the gym. You'll have great personal record lifts, and you'll have failures, maybe even injuries. You'll have moments where you get anxious before a big lift, or when you're about to eat something bad that you shouldn't. Courage is what comes into play in those moments. But that is all part of the journey. And then it kind of continues on. But that's the main premise. And what I know I've explained this before, kind of snippets in other videos, but how just critically simple things you could work on your virtue by things that you wouldn't even think are even remotely related. So hope you like that mini reading. I kind of suck at reading out loud, so I'm sorry. I know I kind of get fast and then I lose my breath, and sometimes I stumble over my words. But I just wanted to give that to you anyway. Let me know what you guys think, if you've noticed any of this or what you think about it. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Happy New Year, guys. Take it easy.